Hi friends, welcome back to your channel. Sales is always fun. So when it comes to rapport building, again the same three parts plays: physiology, the voice and the words. So let's slowly start getting into each of these three segments, how we can capitalize on them to build the rapport. When it comes to physiology, which is the body, things like posture, gesture do matter, facial expressions. Now let's look at posture. The way the customer sits, he might have his left leg over the right leg. You can also sit the same way, either with your left leg over the right leg or your right leg over your left leg. And the moment the customer moves his body, don't immediately move the body. Just wait when you are going to talk. Before you talk, take a 3-second pause and then respond to your customer. So when you take a 3-second pause, that time you can move your body slowly adjusting to what the customer's question is. Because no time the customer should feel that you are trying to mimic him. This has to be done very, very subtly. So you can either match the way he does it or you can mirror. Matching means if his left leg is over the left leg, you also put your left leg over your left leg. If it is mirroring, you can put your right leg over your left leg, it is perfectly alright. If the customer is, when it comes to posturing. Gestures, when the customer speaks, he could have some gestures, either he can say this, or he can do gestures that way. Now all that you need to do is the moment he does, don't ever repeat that immediately. You can do the same gestures when you speak. You mean to say, sir, that these people have to go like this, or this way, whichever way the customer has done. Quietly follow that. Let the customer, again and repeat, should not feel that you are trying to mimic him. The other important thing is customer's facial expression. Now, when the customer is talking to you, there could be times when he is very excited, he is very happy, and he is, especially when he says, my company has done this and my company has done that, we are doing this, we are doing that, we are growing this way, that way. So at that time, you can also have a similar face expression where you are also excited to hear what he says. You are happy for it. Similarly, when he says that we are not done, this is bad, that is bad, this is not happening, these are the problems we are facing, don't sit smiling in front of him. You also have a face expression that shows concern for his problems. Especially when the customer says that I have this problem, because of this we are looking at these problems. Don't ever show excitement and happiness. You also get subtly your face down, telling him, yes sir, I understand this. So you also bring your facial expressions. See, the next thing is, suppose you are going out for a walk with the customer. This is not just customer, even with your family members, you can work it out. When you are with a customer, you are walking, ensure that you walk in tandem with the customer. Customer's left leg is in the front, you also put your left leg. His right leg goes in the front, your right leg also should go in the front. Just do it as if you are doing it very unconsciously. It just should happen like that. The other important way of building rapport is breathing. This is of course a little difficult. Seeing how the customer breathes, you can also breathe the same way. In fact, this works brilliantly if you can do it. Just try it out with your spouse and kids. When you are close to them, just breathe the way they breathe and see the way the relationship builds up. Try it out and you will definitely thank me for this. This is a brilliant way of building relationship with people in your family. Try it out with your customers also. Just see when they breathe, you also breathe. The next is when you are in a restaurant. Normally we go out with customers for a dinner or lunch. That's another way of time when you can have a good rapport building. The moment they pick up the glass to drink water, you also pick up the glass to drink water. Order the same food. See the way they take the fork and knife. You also take the same way. Just quietly watch the way they cut and the food and take it in the mouth. Watch it for a few seconds and then you casually do it the same way. When you do it after some time, the moment you take the glass, you will find the customer also taking the glass. That's when you see the rapport building. All the way, when you're showing gestures, after some time you show some new gestures, you will find the customer also showing the new gestures. Or you change your posture after some time, you will find the customer also thinking between changing your postures. So this is when you know that rapport is actually built. Okay, we have seen now physiology. Now let's move to the next, which is the tone and voice. Now, your question can be, this is fine when physiology is excellent when I see the customer in front of me, even on a video call to some extent. But if I'm on a telephonic call, how do I do? On a telephonic call with a customer, you can always build rapport using the voice of the customer. And that's something which you need to do it with practice and comes in. The customer's first thing you need to know is the tone at which the customer is talking. He is very excited. You should also talk to him very excited. He is angry. Don't show your anger out, but then you can match it up to some extent. I'll show you that a little later how. He is talking in a very sad mood. You don't show excitement to the customer. Your tone also goes down. So you ensure that you match his tone, the way he speaks. The next is the volume. Some customers tend to speak at a very high volume. And when they speak at a high volume, when you speak at a low volume, there is absolutely no match. The customer thinks, who's this guy? So when a customer speaks in a high volume, you would also have to speak in a high volume. And if he's speaking in a low volume, you would also have to speak in a low volume. The next is the speed at which the customer speaks. Some customers tend to speak very fast, and you also need to speak to these customers very fast. And if you are very slow in your talking to those customers, the customers will find a big gap. This guy is away from me. So you also need to match him. Whether he talks fast, slow, you need to be there matching. In fact, this was first used by Dr. Milton Erickson. He is a doctor and he was a psychologist. He was also a hypnotherapist. In fact, in hypnosis and NLP, rapport building is spoken big time. What he would do is, he was in a wheelchair. A customer would walk to him and say, "Dear doctor, I've seen several doctors and nothing has worked for me." So he would reply back, "Don't you worry, you have come to me, I will set you right." No, he has not said anything about the illness. He is just trying to match the customer's voice and volume. Similarly, the customer says, "Oh, doctor, I have got a several doctors, nothing is working." He would say, "Oh dear, don't worry, you have come to me, I will take care of you." The customers find a match. They have the confidence in saying, "Hey, here is somebody like me." That's exactly how we used to build rapport. Well, we are seeing on the telephone, and now with some customers we correspond over the mail, and that is where the words come into play. In fact, words come into play even when you are direct face to face with the customer or on a telephone call also. So when you are with a customer, now when the customer talks and he uses certain terms, you need to use the same term. Like if he is using the word superb a couple of times, you should also say superb. You cannot say that is fantastic or good. No. Use the same word superb. If he uses the word marvelous, you also use the word marvelous. And another excellent way of building rapport is, in many cases, the moment the customer says something, you want further clarity, take a second to look at them with a nice smile, repeat the last 3 words and leave it at that. The customer will speak. Even also, that when you are in the customer call and you feel the customer is not giving you the full information, remain silent, smile at him, he will open up further. This is a trick which many seasoned salespeople use when they are on a call with customer. And now, let's look at another way. On the mails, you can repeat the same words the customer uses. Now let's look at it like this. A group of people go for a movie, right? Now, when they come out of the movie and ask them what do you like, some of them will like the beautiful scenery, the visual, what they like. They'll say, "Wow, that was great." Some people will say, "I like the music, that was my wow." And some people will say, "I like that feeling, the storyline, they made me feel, I loved it." So basically, we as human beings are of three types. Some are visual, some are auditory, and some are kinesthetic. So visual people, they form an image of whatever we say. They stays in their mind as an image. For auditory people, it stays in their mind as a sound. It's a noise, it's a sound for them. They enjoy the sound, the music, it stays with them like that. And for kinesthetic people, it's a feeling that comes to them. So the moment, you can also see this, the kind of words that people use. The common words used by visual people are colorful. Here, I can see the colors. I can see how beautiful it is. So these are the kind of words we use. The people who are auditory will be more on noise. It is loud and clear, ringing like a bell. And the people who are kinesthetic, who are feeling people, for them it is hot, it's blowing hot and cold, it's cool like a cucumber. These are the kind of words we use. And in fact, I have provided a list of it for you to watch. So when you talk to such customers, when you get a mail from these people and you look for these words, you can know whether it is visual, auditory or kinesthetic. And in your reply, you can also use any of these words that you have seen there. So that the customer gets the feeling that, hey, subconsciously he knows. There is also another powerful way, which is called the DISC method, where we have people in 4 different categories, and if you can study them, saying that, okay, this customer belongs in this category, you can reply back to them the same way, about which we will talk in an episode in the future. If you need to be intimated about the next episode, press the subscription and the bell button so that you will be intimated the moment it is uploaded. Thank you, till we meet again. Happy selling. Bye.